Good. Okay, perfect. So we're in here for the board appointment discussion. Sherry and I are. So, Lainey and I can't recall for the library. Was it Tracy Dion is taking Lois Bykley's spot? Christine, do you remember that one? If you don't remember, I'll email you.
I've got it written down somewhere.
Okay.
You want us to call her later?
Well, I mean, we can, that would be fine. And then the only two other ones that we know we need to get somebody is the land planning board, because we haven't heard back about that one. And then also
Lonnie Rupoff, Todd Tibbetts was gonna be reappointed.
yeah.
Tom told you to, and he was gonna do it. Who's that? It's, yeah, last Michigan told you to do it.
Oh, okay, so then that one is taken care of. The only other one that we have that we don't have an answer on right now is the cemetery.
Who's gonna take Dale?
Who's gonna take Dale's place? Tom Mabelski came in this morning and let us know that he is not interested. He has too much on his plate. So he said not at this time. And so unless you guys have a strong candidate, I'm gonna just post on the internet
So
saying.
when I made the comment that Todd did tell you guys that he would stay on it, Harry McDowell, if you heard him on the audio, he said, yes, I heard that too. And I heard the chairman of our board saying, yeah. Appointed. Am I incorrect?
Well, I'd always had the intention, I went to Dan Rice and wanted to remove Todd immediately from the board because of what he said on Facebook.
It hasn't been on the agenda and put up to a board decision yet.
I don't know. I wanted to remove him and Dan told me not to do it, just to wait till the term was up. And then we can make the decision then.
Who can,
Well, you didn't
who
do
can
it.
make the decision?
You did.
Us.
You have it.
You didn't know you approved it.
Did
Right
you?
there.
It doesn't sound like it did.
There was one person that made a decision.
There was never a vote.
But you made the decision. You said, yeah.
There's never
You
been an
didn't
appointment.
disagree with him.
You're right. So everyone that got appointed to boards this year, every single person, myself included, it was never voted on. I'm not a fair board member right now. Every single board in this county that you appointed board members to, that you signed letters and you mailed to them, are not board members. You just said it, Mr. Devlin. You didn't vote.
We didn't vote on it. It was consensus. I think somebody would have said, no, I don't want.
That's it.
That's
Mr.
it.
Tibbetts is on the board.
He's on the board. No one said, no, I don't
Unanimous
want.
consent. Thank you for playing that, Mr. Martinson.
You bet. Pretty cut and dry.
We have to remember, we have a whole list of boards. There must be 5 or 10 different lists of boards. These boards are volunteer, non-compensated, and of really no authority whatsoever. I think we're on the cusp of getting a reputation of why would anybody on God's green earth in their right mind want to sit on any board, including school board, including your board?
Commissioners.
Exactly. I think it's good that people don't sit on boards for a indefinite time period. And it's been a big decision if I wanted to get reseated on another board, because I don't believe a person should be on a board for a lifetime. Just like we need to have senators and congressmen that are on there for 40 or 50 years. Commissioners, for that example. Yeah.
Any more comment?
So the plan board will meet tomorrow with all of their board members, is what I'm understanding, to be clear.
It hasn't been appointed.
So all board members are 3.
4.
But I think he
There was never a vote.
There was never a vote.
Okay, then.
Everything is on recording and everything that would be,
I guess it'd be a quorum and all three will have to vote for anything that,
So,
on the
Mr.
board that be, Tracy's
Mr.
not on it either, is that what you're saying?
That's what you're saying. There was never a vote.
so Mr. Tibbetts would be on the board. From what we listened to, he's on the board. I just want to be clear.
Is there an issue, Mr. Devlin? Are you having
Good.
issues remembering things, or is there some sort of medical capacity that we need to know about as citizens? This is beginning to be really confusing, and it shouldn't be that confusing. Dawson County did it 2 days ago like this. So is there anything that us on this side of the table need to be worried about?
I don't believe so.
So what is the answer then? Because you just changed the answer again to 3.
Well,
How many members are there?
there's 5.
So Mr. Tibbetts is on there. And
There's 5 when the board's full, there's 5.
how many are on there today?
Oh, I thought, under my recollection, 4.
That was just proven incorrect. So would you say today that you need to readjust that thought process? Because we've just proven it on audio that there are 5.
I'm looking for direction from my board. It's not on the agenda.
we have 5 board members. We have to. Or throw it all out and say none of this exists and start all over.
With just this board or all the boards?
All the board.
That's the right thing to do.
We can't pick and choose.
Do we
It's gotta be
adjourn
all
to
or
go
nothing.
to Next meeting and discussion.
But we can't, what's disturbing here is we can't just, after we settled on this, and then Todd, it's wrong that you would just say, well, I don't like him, what he said it wrong, and he's all illegal, because, and you just said, Nextera came to you and said, well, he can't
He
do
didn't
it.
come to me.
Well,
He
they
come
come
to
to,
me.
they come to somebody, because you brought it up.
Come to Dan Rice.
It doesn't really matter, and Dan Rice is Dan Rice. There's attorneys that are attorneys, they're not God, and they're not God over
Should we go
this
on
place,
to
you would
the
think.
agenda?
But the bottom line of
or
it is,
vote on all the boards?
Dan Rice or no Dan Rice, it was already,
Put it on the agenda
it was
for
already
next-
approved
Yeah,
that we had 5.
Just a second, I think you're having a meeting up here between Christine and Todd.
She's asking if we should put it on the agenda.
Well,
And you were answering? What did you
I think we have to vote, we'll put it on the agenda for next meeting
Then
to
we need-
appoint the boards, all of them.
But there's a situation, we have a meeting, the land planning board has a meeting tomorrow.
That's right.
You
And if-
can move-
and if
yes,
I'm
you
not
can move it.
And if I'm not seated, I don't think anybody else on any of those other 8 or 10 different boards.
That's why
Are-
I think we need
are
to put
seated.
it on the.
So,
agenda and vote
That
on
makes 3
all of
people,
them.
that makes 3 people that would have to make a quorum on that board. In order to pass a vote, according to the new bylaws, 3 people have to be there to vote this. And I don't know there's something coming down the pike, because the agenda is public. There's this map that has just recently come out for the land board that's like, golly sakes, scratching my head. What in the world is this map and all this stuff that's coming? The land board doesn't do, that's not the procedure to overlook maps.
Yeah.
And so there's
What kind of a
something
map?
behind the scenes.
There
It-
is.
It's really
stinking to
makes you
high
question.
heaven. It is stinking. If there's a stink, it's coming from this courthouse right here. It's,
What map is it?
yeah, well, I guess,
You have to attend the meeting to find out.
Yeah,
We don't know what map it is, because there's so many maps regarding a power line.
it's the
I
power.
know Mrs. Pertz is privy to, I didn't get an invite or an email because I.
Back to the thing, there's so much stink going on right now, and then if we do this, let's just pick one person out that you already voted to keep in.
Is
or didn't
that
vote,
the
but
map,
already-
some of the maps that
You're
are?
already, can I go back to
put
the
in
issue? I'm
right
still
that you
wondering
wanna
whether I
change?
have a.
No, this has nothing to do with the growth policy. And the growth policy, Lonnie was mad last time because I was nitpicking. There was statements in there saying that the county owns the roads. There was apostrophes missing. Pictures were wrong. Page numbers were incorrect. And I am criticized because at the last meeting, I was too nitpicky regarding the growth policy. And now this map situation comes up that has nothing to do with the growth policy. Yes, Ms. Keltner, we discussed some maps on there, that the map is there, but there's so many colors you can't see what it is. Because
Yeah, that is.
you can't blow it up because it's a copy. I mean, we discussed that, but I'm being too nitpicky, so I'm getting asked to step off.
All of a sudden.
This is not a fun position to be in.
My chairman is all of a sudden in a rush. I mean, he's communicating a lot with this chairman.
Not a lot.
He was sitting here in the meeting.
Which is fine, which is fine. I don't care. You can sleep together. I don't care. But the bottom line of it is, you guys agreed, you it. The gal walked out, only replacing one vacancy on the cemetery board. That's what is recorded. That's recorded. That's it. We have a board meeting tomorrow. So this was absolutely.
But you have a quorum at your board meeting.
We need our board members there, all 5 of them that you agreed on, unless they have an emergency or work or whatever, things come up, and then they sick, whatever, things come up. But we haven't agreed on 5, including this gentleman right here. That's what you agreed on. That's what she walked out knowing, that she only had to find 1 board member for the cemetery board. That's what I heard, and I'm like, okay, that's good. I remember being on the cemetery board for a second, until Sherry decided I wasn't, I guess. So when Todd called and says, am I on the board? I said, yeah, they said everybody was in agreement. They only had 1 when I was at the meeting, they only had 1 to replace. It was the cemetery board. And that's what everybody was in agreement to. I mean, it was just, yeah.
So why don't we postpone the land planning board till after our next meeting so we put it on the agenda to formally go through the appointments?
This will be, what's that word you word?
Official misconduct.
This is official misconduct. You have already, and it's getting to be a kind of a habit. I can go back through the minutes and bring those, print them out so nobody forgets. But this is getting to be official misconduct because this was already agreed on. And so we're going to select 1 person, Mr. Devlin, who,
We aren't gonna select one person. One person's.
One person is going to select 1 person to take off. So we got to get everybody kowtowing to Mr. Devlin. And this is what, if it's not true, it sure as heck is appearing that true. I mean, you get your way anyway. It doesn't matter what your constituents say. So I don't know what you're so worried about. You got 1 guy that made you go an extra week to get the board right, or said something as a resident of this county, and you're going to get your, you know what?
Well, you said that we did all the boards illegally, that we didn't go through the voting process for all the boards, correct?
No.
I don't know, Mr. Chairman.
No, you're all of a sudden going to decide.
You're not in the meetings, and so this is on you.
There's pretty much consensus on the boards.
Well,
They're advisory.
that's not what statute says, and you know it. You have done this. And you have single-handedly reversed it and took him off. That's undeniable.
When he's already been put on.
Yes, that's undeniable.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
I don't think it was him alone.
So it was done behind
I
closed doors.
consensus.
Now.
We
I'm
did
just wondering
not
if
vote,
she gets
but we
to
didn't
I don't
deny
know.
it either.
Well,
That doesn't make any sense either.
no, Christine, we're going down the really wrong road there, because my understanding was about what you did. I understood this planning board was gonna meet, planning board members gonna go. We're trying to bring this thing to fruition, because Lonnie made that point.
Right.
But now, between that last meeting and this meeting, Todd did make a decision on his own. There wasn't autonomy unless he called you and you 2 guys agreed on it, because
No.
there wasn't.
No,
There just wasn't.
don't do that. We did talk about it in one of the meetings. Neither one of us liked the way he conducted himself towards Mr. Freehand.
I would
Which-
encourage that you stick to what you agreed with at the last meeting, because this is already getting really weird, really fishy. It really is. And so I would just encourage you to do what you agreed to at the last meeting, that we had 5. There was only 1 seat that was missing, and that was the cemetery seat. That's what the agreement was when she walked out the door and was going to do the minutes. So I'm starting to think that Mary B. Sherry is the one that's running the show. I don't know, but I know what you guys all agreed to. I was here. It's on record. So let's stick with what you agreed to.
We can't vote on anything on this meeting because it's not on. the agenda.
You don't have to, Christine. You don't have to vote on it. You haven't voted on anything. All you have to do, correction. I listen to the tapes, you do it all the time. Correction. We do have 5 board members because that's what we agreed to at the last meeting. Done deal. Done deal. Because otherwise, misconduct, huge. And there's, I mean,
So what's the board want to do?
Put on the agenda for a vote on all the boards next meeting, the 21st.
so there are, so
Wait, they haven't, he doesn't have, there's no seconds yet. You know how important seconds are.
well, they're one and the same, so.
Yeah. So let's,
Well, if you think we've done it incorrectly from the start, I guess the second's here.
See, that's the point. We didn't make it from the start. If we're gonna proceed down this road like we always have, we appointed board members. I've called, did I call you and get you on a board and Garrett and sometimes just make the call and we just put them on and away we go. But this is different, Todd, when you listen to what Changes told us, you arbitrarily went and didn't like what he said. Well, he can't be on there, and that's wrong. That's arbitrary from a commissioner with nothing in the loop, and that exposes us to real problems, I think.
Aaron,
So when I got put on the weed board last year, we were sitting here in this room
yeah,
and I ran outside to make a phone call to try and find someone. I told you guys I was gonna try and find someone. I had a good
Yeah.
person. And I came back in and he said, well,
I met you in the hallway.
yeah, and I told you guys, I said, well, he said he would do it if we can't find anyone else. And I got appointed onto the board. We've never voted on appointments. We've never voted on appointments at all.
I mean,
But I can never recall one commissioner removing a board member.
how did I
That-
remove him? His term's up.
after he's already been put on, then you
I just-
change
I
your
just played the audio for you, Todd. You heard it. Everyone else heard it.
You removed it, Mr. Chairman, by putting it on the agenda, but there's an opening. You make the agenda. It's done. I mean, you have official misconduct. This board approved Mr. Tibbetts to be on the land planning board December 17th. You created the position opening.
You know, with the mess that's being created and the runaround that we're getting, maybe it's time for resignation. I mean,
Is there any more
30
discussion?
years, holy cow.
Is there any more discussion?
we put it on the agenda for next week, or next meeting.
Yeah. That's the motion and that's the second.
who seconded?
I did.
You did?
I thought you made
I
it.
thought chairman's
I see.
allowed to do that.
No, chairman's can have a vote and they have a second.
That's how they're good for you.
No totalitarian.
Look it up.
Guess we're gonna have to.
They're recommended to withhold their vote for a tiebreaker is what it is.
So moving forward, there are 3 people on the planning board, or there are 5 people at this present moment? Or any other board for that matter.
Well, Tracy's not on. That's right.
So can they have a meeting tomorrow? Should they have a meeting
Nobody-
tomorrow?
Have a quorum,
Short,
have a quorum
if everybody shows up.
if everybody shows up. All in favor of putting, to appoint all board members at next meeting? They're up for their term or if resigned, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign.
So,
So I just have one question after the voting's all done. Now, will a letter be sent to every person that has been put on a board that says you're not on the board until we decide you're on the board? Will other boards be able to meet? If they're,
Either that or we have to call them.
and who will do that? There you go. In a timely manner.
Yeah,
How normally when somebody is on the board, because I never knew I was off the board. So how do you normally, is a letter sent to the person or it's the most confusing thing to be on a board, come in to find out when the meetings are. And Sherry said, I took you off the board and put somebody else on. Okay. I mean, is there any sense we're getting all officials and we're not going by how you agreed to last time?
we're trying to correct the problem you
Oh,
brought
by-
to us.
Yeah. Put the problem by misconduct. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's great. That's great. That's a great idea.
At least one meeting a month, I hear something about, oh, it was an oversight. Have you heard that? Oh, it was an oversight.
I've heard.
I'm sorry, it was an oversight.
I've heard live with it. I've heard, well, this may be illegal, but live with it. I've heard that.
From who? Me?
You, yes,
Really?
yeah. You should listen to your own meetings sometime. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. All I can say, I'm sorry,
Motion to adjourn.
Mr. Dennis.
I almost did it, Todd.
It's so embarrassing. This is
There's a motion, I'll second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Present.
It's just.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Teskey.
So it was a good day when citizens.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Devlin. Thank you for your time, Christine.
Hey, Todd, you know, we did-
Is this on?
Yes.
Public comment. Public comment wasn't even on the agenda.
I know. You asked, you allowed. I didn't want to talk about it today. I wasn't 100% prepared today. I didn't want to talk about it. I wanted to talk about it. in
Well, you
open session.
guys come in, I thought it was worth
Thank you.
your time to.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. We will get to the bottom of it. You know, that's the beauty of living in America is everybody's entitled to an opinion. It's not like you live in Cuba that you go from here to, or Auschwitz, you go to the death chamber. And I've been to Auschwitz. It's a very sad place.
The light is off, I think. The light is off on that one.
Unplug it, kill that son of a bitch.
I don't know how you check it.
Unplug it, man.